There is a flower in this garden that wakes the night before the full moon every month without being told. I have not found a book anywhere in this house that explains how it knows. There is a garden behind Duskmere that most of its guests never see. Nobody tends it now. It has gone on keeping records anyway. Past the library there is glass and iron, a conservatory holding more green in one room than any London drawing room would permit. 3 columns, in my father's hand and now in mine. Which plant answered which affliction, under what moon, in what soil. He had a theory for why the 3rd column should matter, and no living case in England to test it against. I have been filling it in ever since. Moonbell first. It blooms where the old power runs close to the surface, and when it blooms in the dark it glows, pale silver, cool, no warmth in it at all. It answers 2 things, the turn of the moon, reliably, and feeling, which is less reliable and more interesting. Under what moon, the night before the full one, without fail. In what soil, wherever the ground remembers something. I have learned to read the estate by where it consents to grow. Bloodroot answers the other pole. Where Moonbell responds to the old power, Bloodroot responds to the darker kind, and it does not wait for a moon to do it. A rose that blackens is not being poetic, it is reporting, the plant equivalent of a hand going to the door before anyone has knocked. 2 plants, 2 opposite questions, 1 garden. Once you have both, you are no longer guessing what is out there, you are reading a needle. Thornvine looks like any bramble on any wall in the county. It is not. It does not wait to be threatened, and it does not simply note a thing down. It comes up through the soil with a grinding determination that I have felt through my own hands, and it comes fast. Which affliction, the kind that has already arrived? Under what moon? Any. In what soil? The old wall, where a bramble is beneath anyone's notice. Wolfsbane grows nearest the house, and this is where my 3 columns fail me. I have no observation of my own for it. County law says it notices first when something with teeth comes close. I write down that the county says so, and I leave the column empty. Not everything in the record is in the garden. There are ferns on a side table in the library, ordinary as furniture, and they were the first green thing in this house to do something in front of a witness. Memory moss I know from the literature, and have never once put my hand on. It keeps impressions. Ground that has been walked long enough holds a record of the walking, and the moss will give that record back to anyone able to read it. My mother wrote about it as though it were a neighbour. I have not met it. Guardian moss is a different plant and a simpler one. It does exactly one thing. It flares when something it dislikes comes near, and it spends itself doing it, and it does not come back quickly. A plant that can be used up. My father pressed specimens like these and kept them. What ruined him was the idea behind it, that the right plant could answer a curse the way the right medicine answers a fever. London called him a fraud. Most of what he wrote burned when his name did. Not all of it. I came here with what was left. Here is the part I did not expect. Ahead of a full moon, they do not all wake at once. Moonbell before the others. Bloodroot a day behind it. Then the rest, in an order I can now write down before it happens. A garden that keeps a calendar, and keeps it accurately enough that I have stopped checking it against the almanac and started checking the almanac against it. Every plant in this record is answering something. My whole work is learning to tell what. There is 1 more column my father never wrote, and I have had to start it myself. The first time I asked them for something they came, all of them at once, and faster than I could take back. I could feel what it cost them. The connection carried it as a vibration I could not unhear, a high, thin note under everything, the way a wire sounds before it snaps. They came because I called. That was the worst of it. My mother had this before me, and she wrote the same column, and hers ran out. Every time she used it, it took something from her. I have her handwriting to prove it, and her blank pages to prove the rest. So I press, and I label, and I measure, and I keep the columns honest. It is not a cure yet, it is the only method anyone has. I had a list of plants that woke before each full moon, and no name yet for what they were waking to.